off to Jonathan Taylor. Huge hole. He's at the 30. He's going to go. 10, 5, touchdown. Jonathan Taylor made a man miss the line of scrimmage and then runs it into Pater. And a one-handed INT. Are you kidding me? Kenny Moore.
What a play by Nyheim Hines.
Horseshoe is back, baby. The horseshoe is back.
How's it going, guys? Welcome to Bring the Juice Colts podcast. I am not Derek Larger or Cody Felger. I'm Matt from Inside the Horseshoe. They're at the game today, so it's just me and you chit-chatting about Colts football. Tonight's the big game. It's the Colts and the Jets. I didn't think this would be a must-win until we got past the Titans game, but yeah, this is a must-win for the Colts for sure. Make sure you guys comment down below. Let me know how you guys are doing, any thoughts, questions, all that good stuff, and I will be sure to respond to those questions. We're going to be talking about the game today. Obviously, it's just going to be me, like I said. But first, before we get into the comments and all that stuff, I do want to talk about the inactives for today. The Colts put out their inactive list, as did the Jets, so we'll go through both of those. We'll start with the Colts first. For the Colts, our inactives today are going to be Ben Banigou, Julian Davenport, Will Fries, T.Y. Hilton, Bo Pete Keys, and Marlon Mack. Honestly, not really a surprise here. I guess if any of these were going to be a surprise, it would be Marlon Mack because, we've used Marlon Mack a little bit. But, yeah, him being inactive, it's not the biggest surprise in the world. Ben Banigou doesn't surprise me at all because we don't play him. So, if he played a lot, then I would be a little surprised. But he doesn't play at all. If he plays, it's for a snap or two. So, honestly, not a disappointment at all. We knew about T.Y. Obviously, Julian Davenport isn't going to play because it's Julian Davenport. Will Fries, I don't even think Will Fries has played more than a couple snaps. So, nothing really surprising there. I do want to talk about the Jets inactives, though. We have Corey Davis, Tevin Coleman, Zach Wilson, Jonathan Marshall, Joe Flacco, Gerard Wilson, and Lawrence Duvernay-Tarneff. Again, not a surprise. I would have been surprised about Corey Davis, but we found out, I think a few days ago, maybe yesterday even, that Corey Davis wasn't going to play at all. But honestly, as far as inactives, not a big surprise at all. So I'm going to go to some of the comments, and then we'll go into the some of the topics we'll talk about today. Tyler Booker, he says that Big Q is playing, yes, which is awesome. We're definitely going to need Big Q. Obviously not the most challenging team we're going up against, but still, it's Quentin Nelson. He's going to make your offensive line better than, it would be without him. He increases it so much. So very happy to see him in there because you want that chemistry to form with the guys. FaZe Waterhose, how you doing, man? And then, yes, second to last primetime game of the year. The one that could become a primetime game, if I'm not mistaken, is the Patriots game. If they decide to flex it, which depending on how the year goes for the Colts and how the year goes for the Patriots, they might flip it and make it a Saturday night primetime game. But we'll see as the season goes on. And then, yeah, the Christmas one does count for sure. And then Video Boss, how you doing? They say that this is the time for people on the Colts to be injured. Yeah, this would be the week because unfortunately, people are going to get hurt. You never want it to happen. But if it's going to happen against anybody, then the Jets isn't the worst team to not have everybody in for. At least it's not like the Bills or Tampa Bay. But we'll see. And then, yes, Davis is out. How you doing, William Steele? Hope you're doing good. And then the Video Bass says our offensive line is playing great now with there being no injuries there. Absolutely. It's nice to see them all come together. Braden Smith playing really good football right now. Obviously, Chris Reed, what a pickup by the Colts. He's been great for us. Quentin Nelson just getting better and better. Everybody all around is getting better, so it's awesome to see. And then their best defensive lineman is John Franklin Myers. Don't know much about John Franklin Myers, so obviously that's not a good sign for the Jets for sure. So we should be able to run all over them. But I do want to get into some of the topics we have today. And the first one I think we need to discuss is the game plan. So obviously with, the Colts didn't run it quite as much as what we would want. I just realized I am like super zoomed in, so I'm gonna kind of back up a little bit. Don't know why my camera's like that, but there we go. Yeah, so the game plan I think is you have to run the ball. The Jets, they're good when it comes to the secondary. They don't allow a whole lot of big plays at all. We saw that affect the Bengals game. So, or we saw that affect the Bengals when the Jets played the Bengals. So you got to run the ball. I think that's the game plan. Get Jonathan Taylor the ball. Hey, congrats. You were AFC Player of the Month. We're going to reward you by running with you 20 plus times. Then again, don't know if that's going to end up happening because, for whatever reason, Frank Reich doesn't like running the football. But I would think that's going to be the game plan is run the football and do a lot of checkdowns. I don't see Carson Wentz taking a whole lot of chances unless there's something just right there. I think he's going to do a lot of easy passes, just short, just get it out to Jonathan Taylor or Hines or whoever's right there. So that's how I see the game plan going. I don't really see Indianapolis doing anything crazy today. I think they're going to play very safe. That's how I see it going. And that's what you can do against the Jets, and you can win still rather easily. And then Joe Burke says, I watched the Colts lose to the Jets in Super Bowl III as heavy favorites. Let's not repeat that tonight. Yeah, let's not lose to the Jets. I wasn't happy when we lost to the Titans on Sunday. If we lose to the Jets, I have no idea what I'm going to do. I'm afraid that I'm going to say stupid things. So we got to win this game, and we should win the game. Like, we should win by double digits. That's the thing. We shouldn't, win by less than 10. We should at least win by 10 or more. I mean, yes, I get it. Mike White, nice story going up against the Bengals. Very nice. He's not going to do that every week. He's going to go back to reality, and he's just not going to play all that great. He's not a bad quarterback by any stretch of the imagination, but he's a backup for a reason. I think we're going to see that tonight for sure. So game plan, just like Video Boss says, run the ball. That should be the game plan. And I think, as Tyler Booker says, he's going to get 20 plus carries. And he says, I think if 28 gets 20 plus carries, we win. And I absolutely agree. And I think that's what's going to happen. They're going to run the ball a lot. The only way I don't see that happening is if he gets a ton of like big runs and we're blowing him out and we don't really need him in. And we can throw in Hines or anybody else really on our in our running back group. It's not going to be Marlon Mack. It's whatever, the undrafted kid from Duke. I'm blanking on his name. I don't know why. It's either going to be him or it's going to be Hines running it if it's a complete blowout. So we'll, of course, see. And then real quick, Video Boss says Mike White is going to have Geno Smith effect where everybody thinks he's good after one game and then becomes very mediocre. Yeah, definitely. That's how I see it happening. I think, like I said, he's going to go back to reality. And then JT going for 200 yards. I would love it. I don't know if that's going to be the case, but I would absolutely love it. And okay, yeah, he got it. It's Deion Jackson. As the Gas Not Gas says, but Sprinix. If I said your name wrong, I apologize. Yeah, Deion Jackson's his name. I think we might see him a little bit today too, which could be pretty cool. But we'll find out. Isaiah Mass says we should get OBJ. Look, I love his talent. He is very, very talented, makes great catches, very good receiver when it comes to that stuff. What worries me is how he'll react if he's not the number one guy, because we can all agree Michael Pittman is the number one receiver on this team. I don't think going after OBJ would be the best idea simply because OBJ, he's not the best in the locker room. He kind of reminds me of Antonio Brown, where Antonio Brown in Pittsburgh was upset that, Juju was getting as many catches as him and, Antonio Brown wasn't getting more. That just worries me. If OBJ is willing to be the number two guy and take less money, because I don't want to pay him a ton of money. That's also another thing too, is OBJ is, he's not cheap. We could work things around with contract, sure, but he's not a cheap guy to bring into this organization. So I personally wouldn't do it because I don't want to pay our number two receiver like a number one receiver. Now, if he's willing to take less money, if he's not going to be a problem in the locker room and, cause a lot of arguments and fights, and if he's okay with being the number two guy, maybe I would be open to it. But at this moment, I do not want OBJ. I would honestly rather go after somebody like Deshaun Jackson over OBJ. And I don't really want Deshaun Jackson either. With injuries and him being as old as he is, I don't really want that. If we're going to bring in a receiver, I would prefer somebody younger. So me personally, I wouldn't bring in OBJ. If we're going to bring anybody in, Deion Jackson's definitely the guy I would prefer. And then I do agree. Please no OBJ. I liked Jackson with what I saw in preseason, but I want to see him go up against I want to see him go up against a really good defense. Is Mike White really talking that smack? I gotta see. I gotta see that. Mike White. Yeah. I mean, look, I love it. Let him talk that smack because it's going to make it even better when we destroy him. So, that's the thing. And then he gets like a 40-yard reception every game. Very true. Now we're going to move on to the next thing I want to talk about, and that is the turnover battle and who's going to win the turnover battle. I think it's pretty easy and pretty simple. I think the Colts are easily going to win that. I think we're going to force a lot of turnovers on the Jets. I would be very surprised if we threw more interceptions than they did. Like if Carson throws 3 interceptions on this Jets defense, that's a problem. I don't see that happening. I don't see Carson throwing a single pick at all today. I think he's going to take very good care of the football. And I think Jonathan Taylor is not going to have a fumble. Colts are going to win. I think that Darius Leonard is going to have at least 1 or 2 interceptions. He's going to force a fumble. Just like Sprinix says, Colts are going to win it. 1 forced fumble and 1 interception. I think it could be more than 1 interception. I think we're going to get 2 or 3. And then I think we're going to force a fumble or 2. And I do agree. I don't want Deshaun Jackson. I'm just saying I don't want Deshaun Jackson, but I would rather have him than OBJ just because it's a cheaper contract. He's not going to be an issue in the locker room. I don't want him, but if I had to choose between him and OBJ, I'm going to go with Deshaun Jackson. And then, yes, let's not slander Carson. I've seen a lot of people go out online saying Carson Wentz is a terrible quarterback. He's awful. He's not good at all. And it's like, guys, he had 1 bad game. I give him a pass when it comes to the 49ers game because of the weather. Like, I think when it comes to the weather, it's very difficult to not have passes that are turnover worthy. Like, if you can go into that game and have a perfect game with the weather like that, not have a throw that could potentially be picked off or a fumble, I mean, that's insane. So I gave him a pass there, but last week or this past Sunday, not a good game. Had some good moments, but not a good game overall. But besides that, it was he's been really good. Those first 3 weeks, the losses weren't on him. It was just offensive line was absolutely terrible, and the team really wasn't doing what they needed to do. But heading into the Titans game yesterday, he was like number 1 in QBR? Like he had 11 touchdowns and 1 interception, over 1,000 yards. He's been great. So didn't play well, I thought personally. There's some decision making I wasn't a fan of, but I think Carson's good. I'm not ready to just throw him to the side like other people are, So I think it's crazy. No, he's not playing. We don't have him at the moment, but I definitely would be open, especially like Young Money says, Carson and him do have chemistry. So, that is another reason why I would prefer him over OBJ. And then for Carson, we need a young receiver like Michael Pittman Jr., who's fast and can catch, no oldies like how he was on the Eagles those last few years. True. That's definitely true. But yeah, no, he definitely needs the younger receivers. I love what he's doing with Pittman, but we'll see. And then DJ Abcool says we're going to get him. I'll be honest, I don't want him, but I wouldn't be surprised if we got him. And I wouldn't be upset if we got him. I just, I look at it this way. Are you only going to sign him for the 1 year? Is that all you want? It's just like hey, we're just going to bring him in for a year, yada, yada, yada. And then let him go after this year. I mean, that's kind of my thing. I would prefer to save the money. And if, we could find a good defender, or maybe like a diamond in the rough, I would prefer to do that. And then Cristóbal Lugo says, I hate how all the on-air idiots want to talk about benching Wentz. It's stupid to throw out all the progress he's made over a couple mistakes. Yeah, I agree. The only way I would ever want to bench Carson Wentz as if we're completely out of the playoff race. There's no chance to make it, and Carson Wentz hasn't played well. That would be the only way. But Carson Wentz has played well. Carson Wentz, he had one game where he wasn't that good, but every other game I've been very happy with what Carson Wentz has done. I think he's progressed very well. And, everybody keeps saying, hey, we need to bench Carson Wentz. Let's give him a year. Let's see what he is like at the end of the year. You know what I mean? That's what I want to see. And then, yeah, that's true. That T.Y. is hurt and Campbell's out for the year. Very true. But, still, I don't really want him. And like you said, you think Desmond Patman will show up too. I would prefer the role with Desmond Patman, in all honesty, and see what he's made of. Like he showed me a lot of potential. So that's what I would do. And then, yes, I agree. Let's give Strawn some playing time. I would love to see Strawn. That'd be amazing. But we'll see. And then Young Money says, before we get to the next one, is it just me or do y'all get nervous before the Colts play? Sometimes, like today, I'm not really nervous. To be honest, I think we're going to be perfectly fine. But, yeah, I mean, like in other games, yeah, I've been a little nervous, but I've been very confident in what this team has been able to do against teams like the Jets. So really, I'm not too nervous. But once we go up against the Bills, that's where I'm going to get a little nervous. And then Mr. Deed is at the game. He says, where are y'all at? I am at home. And, I would love to go to the game, but unfortunately I'm not there. But hey, Cody and Derek, they're at the game. So, hey, if you run into them, say hi to them. Hang out with them. They're really cool people. And then he says, go horses, baby. Absolutely. And then Video Boss says, I want to see a lot of Dio today. Me too. I absolutely want to see Dio. I want to see what he is like when he's playing more than like 2 or 3 snaps, because he really didn't play much this past week. But yeah, I would love to see Dio today. And then Gustavo Luga says, I'm kind of ticked we didn't try and pick up help for the secondary. I agree. I wish we would have looked at some people in the secondary, but I mean, I don't know if there's anybody really out there that other teams would be willing to trade that are better than some of the guys we have that are going to be playing. So, we'll see. We'll see for sure. And then, we're going to move on to our next, little discussion topic I have though. And that is, who on the Jets offense scares you? For me personally, and I'm curious to see what you guys think in the comments below. I'm not really scared of anybody. I mean, I guess if anybody, Michael Carter, their running back they got from North Carolina, he's the one guy that I would be a little nervous about because he's been good. Like, he's a nice pickup for the Jets. I like him a lot. I think he's a good running back. I think he's going to be very good as we get to the next few years. I think he's going to be a really good running back. So Carter, out of any of the players, and I'm not really scared of him, as DJ Apcool says, like, he's not scared of Carter. I'm not scared either, especially with our run defense being good. But if we're going to be nervous about any of them, with Corey Davis being out, I would have to lean towards him. But again, I'm not scared of anybody on this offense. I mean, Jamison Crowder, maybe. But again, it's really, I'm not scared of any of them. But yeah, Carter would be the closest. And yes, we absolutely stopped Henry. That was great. I loved what we did against Derrick Henry. I thought that was very, very good. But no, like I said, he's the closest I'd be worried about. But again, I'm not too worried about it at all. And then Nomadic Brian says they have a guy on defense with 4.5 sacks, but not much to be scared about. Definitely. That is definitely true. But, the Jets aren't that great of a team. If you look at it, they got some injuries going on right now. I don't know. We'll see. And then Gas Not Gas says Elijah Vera Tucker. Hey, maybe. I mean, I like Elijah Vera Tucker. He's been very good. And then DJ Abcool says, I'm just worried about our third down defense. Me too. It seems like we do struggle occasionally when it comes to that. So that definitely does worry me too. But I think we'll be fine today. I don't think it's going to do anything. And then Silver Yoshi says, don't underestimate Mike White at quarterback. Warning you now, I'm going to underestimate him. Look, like I said before, Mike White, it's a great story with what he was able to do. It's a wonderful story. Mike White going in there, first time starting, throws over 400 yards against a good Cincinnati Bengals team, wins the game. Guys, that's like going to be like the only time he plays like that. I'm not worried about him at all. He doesn't scare me. He's not a bad quarterback, but he's like average at best. I think we'll be more than okay stopping Mike White. I'm not, if I'm going to be, like Rock Sin, like if I'm Rock or if I'm Xavier Rhodes or anybody in the secondary, I'm not going to be losing sleep over Mike White. I'm going to sleep like a baby and be A-okay. I don't know. Maybe Mike White goes out there and just dominates. I don't think that's going to be the case, though. We'll see. And like Video Boss says, he's going to be like Geno Smith. Yep, that's going to be the case. And then Mike White is talking crap. I have no respect for him. Look, I like guys that will talk a little smack. I like that with a player, that talks some smack. But, if they're not going to back it up, then I don't want to see them talking smack until they can actually back it up. So, yeah. I mean, Mike White, he's got to prove it on a consistent basis that he can actually perform like that before he can talk smack like he's doing right now. But look, he's going to get on the field. He's going to get smacked, and it's going to be hilarious. And I'm going to love it. Don't want him to get hurt, but it's going to be funny to see him get knocked around a couple times. But we'll see. And then I do want to ask you guys real quick too. Who do you think is going to step up on defense? So for me, I think the guys that are going to step up on defense, I think because with Willis being out and with Blackman being out, I think there is a shot we're going to see George Odom step up and have a good game. I think George Odom's going to go out there. He's going to have a big game. So that's somebody to watch out for. I think he's going to prove that, hey, I'm not a bad guy at all. I'm pretty good. So he's one. Dio, I know DJ, he brought up Dio. I don't know yet. I need to see him play a full game before I can be like, yep, he's going to step up and be that guy. I know Chris Ballard is like very, very confident in him. Like he's very happy, very excited. Like I've never seen Chris Ballard more excited for a defensive player that he's drafted than he has with Dio Dangbo. So I'm very excited to see what he can do too. Because if Chris Ballard is that excited, there has to be something there. So maybe he does step up. He also says Leonard. I agree with you. I think Darius Leonard's going to step up as well. I think he's got a big game. Alex Mason says Grove. Yes, I think Grover Stewart's going to have a really good game today. Also, DeForest Buckner. I think he's going to have a huge game today. He's going to get a sack or two. That's how I see it happening. And then we have, let me bring up some more comments. Charday Loading says, we will win these next 9 games. Start speaking positive things into existence. Yes. I think we're definitely going to win 6 games for sure. I honestly think we're going to win against either the Bills or the Bucks. I think that's definitely happening. If I'm going to be honest, we might be able to beat the Bills. They show that you can beat them. So maybe we can beat the Bills, but we'll see. Christoph Lugo, he says, Quiddy. I would love it if Quiddy stepped up and had a big game. He needs to, man. He needs to go in there and have a huge game today. You know who else I'm going to bring up? And I don't think a lot of people are going to mention this guy as a potential player that's going to step up and have a big game. Kamoko Toure. I think Kamoko Toure is going to have a huge game today. Watch out for him. I think he's going to have a big game. And then Jackson Real says, Xavier Rhodes, he had a good game last time he played the Jets. I expect him to pop off. Very, very possible. I could definitely see that happening for sure. And then you don't think Grove is a third down lineman? I think he can be. He's more than talented enough. Like he's more than capable to do it. So I definitely think he can be, but we'll see. We'll definitely see. And then Forza Enter says that my money is on Kenny Moore, 1 pick and a sack. Hey, I think Kenny Moore could easily get an interception today. We'll see about sack, but we'll see. We'll definitely see for sure. I'll look through some more of the comments real quick, and we'll bring up some more people. We mentioned Xavier Rhodes, and then Adai will step up. The new veteran safety should step up. I'd love it. I would love to see him step up and have a big game. We're definitely going to need him to, for sure. We're definitely going to need all of our safeties to go out there and have a big game. So that's somebody to watch out for sure. And then Kelvin Beatty says that Rock needs to. I agree. Rock definitely needs to have a big game. And I've liked what I've seen from Rockison for sure. But yeah, we'll see. I think he could definitely have a big game today for sure. Not as good last week, but honestly, I like what he's done this year. And then Alex May says, yeah, he's always pushed the pocket for sure. And then Charday Loading says, will we see Josh Jones? I think so. I think we're going to see Josh Jones. I definitely believe we're going to see Josh Jones. And then Video Boss says our D line, I think, is going to tear up that Jets O line. Very, very possible. And then Jackson Real says, I'm so happy Taylor got AFC Player of the Month. He deserves it, no cap. Definitely kind of surprised that he won AFC Player of the Month, considering the fact that he doesn't get the ball much. He doesn't run with it as much as he should. So very surprised, but that just shows how talented he is. And then any news on Willis? Willis is on the IR. So he'll be out for at least 3 weeks. We'll see if it's going to be any longer than that, but Kari Willis will be out for a few weeks at least. And then Raheem Scott says, come on, bro, be for real. What are the odds we lose to the Jets? I think realistically, I have a much better chance of winning the lottery than the Colts losing to the Jets. I think we have a much better chance of beating the Jets than I do. Or I think I have a much better chance of winning the lottery than us losing to the Jets. I would be shocked if we lost to them. I don't see it at all. And then Q Williams is a game wrecker. We have to neutralize him. Absolutely. We do. And he's great. Like, he's one of the better players on the Jets team for sure. He is really, really good. So we definitely have to contain him and not let him get to Carson. And I think we're going to be able to. Nelson should have no problem doing that. Same with Chris Reed or any of our other offensive linemen. We should be able to do that. No problem at all. And then let's go to our fantasy options for the day. Did not know that was going to be a ticker, but hey, you know what? It's going to scroll. So we shall let it scroll. I think fantasy option wise, if you're going to put anybody in there, put in Michael Pittman Jr. I think he's somebody on the offense that is going to have a big game, and I think he's going to have a big fantasy day. Jonathan Taylor's another guy to obviously put on there. I think Carson Wentz is going to have a big game today. I think he's going to have a much better performance than he did on Sunday. He's going to prove to the people that are saying he's not a good quarterback that, hey, I'm a really good quarterback. Look what I'm doing to this team. So I think he's somebody that's going to have a big game. And then maybe Mo. He might have a big game. We'll see. But as far as that goes for the Colts, I think that's who I would go with. On the Jets, I honestly don't know if I would go with anybody on the Jets. Maybe I would go with Michael Carter, because honestly, everybody else on that offense is not going to really do all that great. I mean, maybe Crowder, Jameson Crowder could be somebody that will have a decent day for fantasy. But if you're going to put, somebody in for your fantasy, I probably would say Michael Carter more than I would with Crowder. But other than those two, don't put anybody in that's on the Jets at all. Definitely don't do that at all. Alex Mason says Pittman is my fantasy option. He's on my fantasy too, so I need him to have a big game. That'd be awesome. And then do you think we give up on Campbell next year? I think we're going to bring him back on a 1-year deal. I think we'll bring him back for 1 more year, and it will be a let's see if you can stay healthy or not. If you can't, we're going to let you go. If you can stay healthy, then you're on the team. So that's how I see that going. Kelvin Beatty says Hines is his fantasy option. I think Hines could have a pretty good day too. I think he definitely can. Logan Burris says, how many snaps do you think Michael Strawn will get today? I don't think he's going to get any, if I'm going to be honest. I hope he gets some snaps, but I don't think he's going to get any at all. And then DJ Abcool says, "Hey, Nelson is going to play, y'all. Nelson is playing." Yes, which I'm very happy to see him out there. You need that entire offensive line to consistently play with each other if they're going to continue to get better. And then Timothy Gerbig says Ryan Grigson has a better chance of being rehired than the Colts losing to the Jets. I would agree. It's close, but I would agree. Ryan Grigson has a much better chance of being re-signed and back on the Colts than the Colts losing to the Jets. Timothy Gerbig says kicker. Yeah, Michael Bagley could be an option, or the Jets kicker could be an option too, but we'll see. And then Christoph Lugo says it was good to finally see Jack involved last week. Hopefully that helps make the defense hesitate with all the weapons. Absolutely. I loved seeing him out there. Look, I love Jack Doyle, man. I absolutely do. So hopefully we use him more than we have, because I think Jack Doyle is a very valuable tight end. So we'll see. And then Video Bass says with Derrick Henry out, there's a better chance. Still not a good chance in the slightest, but a better chance we can get the division. But I do realize it's very unlikely. It is definitely possible that we can win the division with Derrick Henry out. Obviously, I don't like seeing Derrick Henry being hurt because I don't want to see anybody get hurt. Does it help us? Sure. But you never want to see a guy go down, especially somebody as talented as Derrick Henry. But with that being said, it definitely does. It definitely does increase our chances of winning the division. I don't think we're going to, per se, win the division, but I agree the chances are much higher, and we might actually have a special guest coming on later. I'm going to respond to them real quick. We'll see if they're we're going to see if they're going to join us. Boom. There we go. Okay. There we go. So we'll go back to some of the comments real quick. Again, we might have a special guest. We'll see. I also believe the Titans will slip up without Henry. That definitely could happen. I'm very curious to see what they look like without him, because, we obviously know Derrick Henry is not going to be, he's not going to be there forever. He's going to start, falling down and just not playing as well like every running back does. With how much he runs, I don't think he's going to play much longer. I think he'll play 2 years at the most, as good as he has been. But after that, I don't think he's going to, I don't think we're going to really see Derrick Henry. So this will be the first time we see Ryan Tannehill without Derrick Henry. And this will give Titans fans and us a really good chance of what the Titans will look like without him. So very, very curious about what they're going to look like on Sunday. It's going to be a really big test for them. So yeah, I think we definitely can win that division. So we'll see. And Kirch 101 says, let's go, boys. Big win tonight. Shut White down. Absolutely. Shut him down. Don't let him do his thing. And then what do you think about the wide receivers we have? Free agency should be an option. There's a chest. I like Pascal. Super reliable. Somebody you can always count on. Very rare that he makes a mistake. So I like him a lot. Obviously, Michael Pittman is your number one guy. Outside of that, we don't know what's going to happen with Ty. I'm expecting Ty to honestly retire after this year. But, we'll see about Ty. Maybe he comes back next year, but we don't know yet. Paris Campbell gets hurt a lot, so don't know if Paris Campbell is going to be here after this year. I think he will be on a 1-year deal, kind of like a prove that you can stay healthy type of deal. But wouldn't be surprised if he leaves. And then really after that, you got Doolin. Doolin's looked pretty decent. I want to see what Patman can do, because I think Patman could be a very useful weapon for us. And then with Michael Strawn, I would like to see him more often. But outside of that, I really don't see anything. Free agency might have an option, though. We'll of course find out about that. And then Alex May says, do we go after OBJ when he gets released? I don't think so. I think we're going to stay away from him. I think OBJ wants the money. Like, he wants more money than what we would be willing to give him. And I don't know if he's a good fit for our team, per se. I mean, if he is, the guy has a lot of talent. Never say no to talent, but you got to make sure, you got guys that aren't going to cause your locker room to go crazy. So I don't think we're going to, but we shall see. And then how do we get how do you people get on the podcast? Well, I know they do a call-in stream. So we definitely do that. But what I would honestly do is I would send a message to Derek or Cody and just say, hey, enjoy your content. Would love to, potentially get on the show if you would be willing to have me. And then, they'll either say, yeah, cool, we'll do it. Or, they'll say, hey, we don't need people at the moment, but hey, we'll bring you on at some point. So I would shoot him a message, see what he can do. But we'll of course go from there. And then Jack Doyle rules. Jack Doyle rules. Jack Doyle rules. Yes, Doyle rules. Yep, definitely. And then Blackman did look good in preseason. I do agree with you on that. And then Jeffrey K. Mahone says, please run the darn ball. Yes, absolutely. Run the ball. That's what I want to see. And then we got Timothy Gerbert says, I think it's time to look into the draft for another receiver. I agree. My main focus is honestly on the defense when it comes to who the Colts should draft. If there's a corner that's really good, go after them. I doubt that's going to be the case, but go after a corner that you think could be a really good fit for the team, or a defensive lineman. That's what I honestly would go with, but we'll see. And then guys, we have 90 people in here, which is absolutely insane. Thank you all for coming in, watching this stream, of course. Let's see how many likes we have so far. So we have 91 people currently in here, and we have 26 likes. Let's bump those likes up, guys. Let's get to 50. Let's get to 50. I like 50. 50 is a good number. But to go back to the draft thing I was discussing, like I said, I would prefer to either go after corner or defensive lineman. I would prefer to add to that defensive line because, who knows how Kwity Paye is going to pan out. We need to give him a year or two before we officially know if he is the guy for the future when it comes to that left edge area. But yeah, I would go defensive lineman or corner. I would highly prefer cornerback, but we'll see what they do. Definitely want a receiver, though, at some point, depending on what they do in the offseason. And then kickoff is at 8:30, I believe. It might be at 8:25. So I would check at 8:25 just to make sure. And then where's Michael Strawn? Doolin isn't reliable. I don't know why. I don't know, man. They just, I don't know why they don't want to use him. It just confuses me because that first game he played in, he looked good. He did some good things, but I guess maybe as far as the what's the word I'm looking for? Like as far as practice goes, maybe he's not like getting everything the way that they want him to. But we'll see, of course. All right, I got to send a link to our special guest real quick. Just got a message from them. They want the link. So we're going to see if this works. There we go. Okay, so we should have a special guest here pretty soon. But yeah, I want Michael Strawn to be used more often. I agree with you. Doolin isn't reliable like Pascal is. But yeah, I want to see Michael Strawn more tonight. Also, I want to see Patman more too. And then Video Boss says, if Chris Godwin goes to 2022 offseason, I think that'd be a great pickup. I agree. I absolutely agree with you. But honestly, I don't think we have the money. I don't think we're going to have the money because we obviously got to bring back Quentin Nelson. But, it depends. What does Godwin want? I think he's going to want quite a bit of money. I think he's going to want around 15 million at least. And I don't know if we have the money to do that. So we'll see. We will definitely see. And then, yeah, we will not bring that tighten up comment up, Antonio. We're not going to bring that up. I'm kidding. Glad you're here though, man. Oh, and then Cody Felger says, we are here. Hey man. Hey, how's the stadium? It should be pretty exciting. Everybody has to be hyped there for sure. Let's see. Let me know if the link sent to you, by the way. because I sent it through my computer, but if it didn't work, I'll try again with I guess my phone. But we'll see. I'll give it a couple minutes. If it doesn't work, then we'll go from there. And then 0 chance we see Sam Ehlinger if it's not an injury. I agree with you. I don't think there's a single chance at all that we're going to see Sam Ehlinger out there. I would be very, very surprised if Sam Ehlinger plays this year. The only way he was going to play this year is if we were in a position where we could get that number 1 seed locked up. But that's not going to happen, obviously. So, yeah, I don't think that's going to happen at all. And then Dakota Mullis says, do you think Wentz learned from last week or he sits in his past performance? I think he's going to learn. I think Frank Reich sat down with him, explained what's going on, explain what's not working, what's working, and then, they, I think he's going to go, okay, that's what I did wrong. This is what I did right. We're going to go from there. And then Antonio says, feed JT. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I agree with you. We need to feed him. We need to give him more than 16 carries. But we'll see. Here, I'm going to try sharing that link again to Cody because I don't know if he got it. So I'm going to do that real quick. But I'm going to do that really quick. I'll go to more comments real quick while I'm sending that to him. Video Boss says the one thing I'm looking for in this game is innovation and progression from last game. I agree. I think that's what I want to see too. That's what I'm hoping we see. So I think that's what we're going to get in all honesty. Here, I'm going to try sending that link again to Cody. See if he can get in. So we might have Cody joining us. Okay, cool. And then Timothy Gerbert says, Jacob Eason. Yeah. No, Jacob Eason is, he's currently sitting on the bench, and there's a scream in the background. That's kind of funny here. So I will. There we go. There were screams going on. We're good. We're fine. We're okay. But yeah, I just sent it to him through my phone, so hopefully that worked. And yes, Cody is at the stadium as well as Derek. So should be fun if we can get them in here. That'd be pretty cool. And then E. Fleazy says we should go after Allen Robinson in free agency. Dude, I would love to have Allen Robinson. I think he would be wonderful to have on the team. Allen Robinson is just a little too expensive. I think he wants way more money than what Chris Ballard would ever consider giving him, because you got to bring back Quentin Nelson. And then you're also going to have to bring back some of the guys that are going to be entering free agency that's currently on your team that you want to bring back. So honestly, I don't see it happening, but if they could work it out where they can bring Allen Robinson, that'd be great. And then who's doing play-by-play? Unfortunately, we're not doing a play-by-play today because they're at the game, and then I do have to go. I'm going to watch the game with my folks, so I won't be doing a play-by-play as well. But we'll be doing the play-by-play next week, but we'll see. And then Joe says, is this a prove-it game for Frank's play calling? I don't think so. I feel like I'm in a minority when I say that I'm not like totally against Frank Reich doing play calling. I think there's been games this year where he's done a great job, but there's been games where he hasn't done a great job. So he's very 50-50 for me this year. I don't think it's a prove it deal. I don't think Chris Ballard is going to go to Frank Reich and say, hey, you're done calling plays. We're going to give it to Marcus Brady. I don't see that happening at all. I think Frank Reich is going to be the one to call plays until he is no longer coaching here, whether that is in a couple years, 10 years, 20 years, or however long he ends up staying here. But we'll see. And it will start. He says, Jets fan here, good luck. Mike White is very good. Hey, good luck to you as well. We're going to find out about Mike White for sure. Very, very curious to see what Mike White does this week. And if we can stop him, I feel like we're going to, but I'm very curious. to see what he'll do. And then Brandon Daly says Frank called a great game last Sunday. He can't physically throw the ball for Carson. I don't know, man. I don't think he was. I don't know. I don't think he was terrible this past Sunday. But that screen pass at the 8-yard line, I just cannot get behind. In my opinion, it's 1st and 10. I get maybe it's a trick, but I would have ran the ball and try to get some more yards and then maybe do a screen pass when you're not going to be in your end zone. Now, yes, Carson did run back and he ran towards the end zone. I don't like the screen. I don't like that screen pass on 1st down on that drive. Maybe if they were at the 50, I would have been a bigger fan. But yeah, honestly, that didn't work in my opinion. But I think we'll be fine. Let's see. Ravens game, he did great until we lost, of course. Yeah, I agree. I thought he did a really good job. There were some situations that he could have been better in, obviously, and he admitted that there were situations where he should have done better, like that 3rd and 8. He should have threw it instead of ran the ball. So, he did say, hey, my bad. And, he obviously changed it. And on a similar 3rd down in the 49ers game, instead of running, he threw the ball and it ended up working. So, and then Colt hurt my guy, Henry 22. I'm sorry, man. I hate seeing that happen. Obviously, like I said, I hate Derrick Henry getting hurt. I hate any player getting hurt. It was unfortunate. I wouldn't necessarily put the blame on Indy, though. It just happened in the game, but we'll see. And then DJ says, is Cody going on? I don't know. I sent him the link, so we'll see. We'll see if he'll come on later. I'm probably going to be on for another 10 minutes, I would say. So if they hop on towards the end, then we'll have them at the end. But if they're not on before I leave, then unfortunately we can't get them on. But we'll see. I'll actually shoot him a message, ask if he's coming on. Okay, so we'll see if he's coming on. And then Joe Burke says, haven't seen a Colts screen pass be successful in a long time. Yeah, I mean, it's happened, it's definitely happened, but yeah, I agree. It doesn't work as much as you would like. And then Josh Jordan says, you got the ball back from Tennessee in overtime, only needed a field goal, and they don't give JT the ball once. Yeah, I agree. And that is not good play calling. That was bad. We should have, honestly, like I said, in overtime, run the ball or throw it to JT. Let him do his thing. The guy is talented enough to, do good things. I'm very confused why they ran it once or gave Taylor the ball once. Really confused me in overtime, but, it is what it is. And then Zach Bunch, how you doing, man? He says, let's go. Absolutely. We're absolutely pumped. And then Zach Bunch became a member. Hey, and look, we got Cody here too, just in time as Zach Bunch became a member of the channel. How you doing, man? Oh, and there's Derek. How you guys doing, man?
I can't hear anything. I'm sorry.
You're good. Here, let me adjust the sound real quick. I'll try to turn me up, and then I'll try to.
What's your fault? It's our fault because we're here and it's loud.
Yeah. Well,
it's very loud there.
No, I can't. It's kind of hard to hear.
Yeah.
Nah, I get it. No, you're good, man. You're good. Hey, I hope if you guys can hear me, it's nice to see you here today as we're getting really, really close to Cody's ear. How's it there, guys?
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's awesome. I'm so glad we're here.
That's good.
For you, for a primetime game in a while.
For a long, I don't think I've ever been to a primetime game.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Say.
I haven't been since the Colts lost on primetime on Thursday night to Brock Osweiler. So,
It should change. You guys should be able to get the win today. It definitely should change there for sure. I think the last primetime game I went to was the Dan Orlovsky game-winning touchdown pass to Reggie Wayne.
All right, I got to show you everybody who's here. Let me see.
All right, let's see who's all here.
I'm just going to do it.
Our guy.
All right, we got Marcus there. What's going on, Marcus? We got Marcus here.
Just wanted to pop in and say hi. Sorry I can't really hear you, so I don't know if you're asking me a question or not.
No, you're good. You're good, man.
Should be a good one, man.
Absolutely.
The Colts better win by 30. That's all I'm saying.
That's what I want too. I need him to win by 30 for sure. Hey, make it 50. Let's make it 50.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, thanks so much for having me on. Just wanted to pop in and say hi.
Absolutely. Hey.
Take care.
All right, you too. There we go. All righty, guys. There we have it. Cody stopped by for a little bit. Very, very fun, of course. And then Zach Bunch did say he was a member. It's just a new card. I get you there. That's happened to me a lot too. Tree Fitty, absolutely. Definitely. And then we got Maximiliano Montes. I hope I said your name right. He says, hi guys. Here, a huge Colts fan from Argentina. Since Super Bowl against the Bears, now I'm suffering being a Colts fan even more than my soccer team here. LOL. Yeah, it's been a rough year, but hey, love seeing you here from Argentina. Pretty awesome to see you be supporting the Colts all the way from Argentina. That is pretty awesome. And then we got Braden Hudson. He says, Titans fan here. I respect your channel. I do appreciate that, man. We definitely do appreciate the support. I know Derek and Cody absolutely do. And then we got Zach Bunch saying for the shoe. Yes, sir. And now we're going to go into the prediction for the game because we are approaching 52 minutes. And then we got Zach Bunch. He sent in a super sticker. Hey, thank you so much, Zach. We really do appreciate that, man. That's awesome. And then Alfred says, Alfred. So there, yeah, Alfred. Now, as far as predictions, and I'll get your guys' predictions down below as well. Honestly, guys, this should be a blowout. Like, it shouldn't even be close. It's probably going to be close, but it shouldn't be. I have faith this offense is going to play much better this week than they did last week. I think Jonathan Taylor is going to have a big game. I think Carson Wentz is going to have a much better game. He's going to have a rebound type of game. I think Frank Reich is going to have a really good day when it comes to play calling. Give me a 34. I'll go 34-7 Indianapolis. I think we're going to win really, really easily in this game. We need this win. We need a blowout. We need to prove that, hey, we're not a bad team. We're a good team, guys. We just had a bad day at the office. So that's what I'm going with. I'll go to some of your comments real quick, and then we're going to sign off. We got Joe here saying Colts by 1 million. I would love it if that happened. Video Boss says, can we beat them like the Patriots did? That would be amazing. I would absolutely love that. And could be possible. We'll see. Zach Bunch says 35-20 Colts. Young Money says 37-28 Colts. Lego, absolutely. Joe says Colts win 38-10. Kersey Seb says Indianapolis wins. Brandon Daly says, I disagree. The Colts look ready to fight last week, or the Jets look really good, or looked ready to fight last week. Hey, that definitely could be a possibility. We'll see. And then William Steele says 34-7 Colts. Video Boss says 35-14 Colts. And then Joe Burke says, being elderly, I will be in bed by halftime. I expect to wake up to a 21-20 Colts win tomorrow. That, hey, could happen. We'll definitely see for sure. NM says, don't underestimate the GOAT, Mike White. I'm underestimating him. I don't know if it's going to be blowout. I think we're going to win either way, though. Joe says, the interesting question, what happens if we lose? The city of Indianapolis will go on a riot if we lose. Kersey Sab says 2010 Colts. Antonio Conchas says could be a trap game. Hey, could be. We'll see. Definitely has happened in the past, too. No offense, Jets fans, but let's be honest. Colts a lot, Jets very, very little. Noah TV says 31-17 Colts. Brandon Daly says no trap games when we're 3-5. Not good enough to have trap games. Yeah, that is true. I agree with you there. And then Joe Burke says good job. Thank you very much. And that is going to do it, guys. Thank you for tuning in to this pre-game stream. Greatly appreciate it. If you haven't already, I would greatly appreciate it if you would click that subscribe button. I'll also bring up real quick, DJ Abcool says 38-17 Colts win. And then Zach Bunch agrees we don't have trap games being 3-5. Yeah, I agree. And then let's rebuild that confidence from the last game. True. But I will say thank you again. If you're new, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, I would greatly appreciate it if you would click that subscribe button. Cody and Derek, they do a great job on here, so it would be awesome if you guys would support them. Also, click the notification bell. That way you're going to get notifications when Bring the Juice goes live, as well as when a video is uploaded. Like the stream if you like it. Let me know if you're watching this after the fact, your thoughts on this game and all that good stuff. And also, if you want to find me, you can find me at Inside the Horseshoe Podcast. I upload Colts content. I will be doing a live reaction to the game once the game ends. I'll give you guys my quick thoughts, and then the following day I'll give you guys my just full-on breakdown on the game. So thank you all for watching, and Video Bass is correct. There will be no live play-by-play today, and channel going live for the game. Unfortunately not. Cody and Derek are at the game, and I will be watching the game. My folks, a lot of crazy things happen at the house, so the stream will be absolutely chaotic if I did a play-by-play. So, there's that, and an Inside Horseshoe rocks. I appreciate that, Zach. Thank you so much. But thank you all so much. And I'll leave this one up real quick as we sign off. We're a 3-5 team that could be 7-1 easily. Absolutely, we could be. But again, thank you all for watching the stream. I've been Matt, and for Cody and Derek, we'll see you next time. And as always, go Colts.